Hello everybody, welcome to my Psychic Live. I'm just going to go and shut that covers because you probably don't want to be looking at that. Let's have a look. Really attractive. Oh, doesn't shut. Oops. Not sure you want to look into my wardrobe, particularly all my junk. Anyway, welcome to anybody who is tuning in today. I'm Sara Perry, psychic medium clairvoyant. And hello, Jackie, lovely to see you. And today I'm going to be doing the weeklies, looking at what is coming in this week, especially the 3 planets that are going retrograde and how you can deal with this energy. Now, they will have all been in the shadow phase already, so that is why some things may have felt a little bit more restricted than usual, or things may have felt more changeable. Now, we are in restriction, we're in lockdown, so everything feels a bit odd, doesn't it? And now things are easing, it's actually odder, because there's that feeling of like, we're allowed to go out, we're allowed to do this, but are we? Oh my God, what's going to happen? You know, so there's a sort of freaky energy right now. Hi, Anne. And, you know, I wanted to do this live because I wanted to give some more information about the planets when they go retrograde, what we can expect, what our desire, what we feel inside, and actually, well, how we survive them and how we make the best use of them. Now, most people know about Mercury going retrograde because we always talk about Mercury, and that isn't coming till mid-June, 16th or 19th. Don't quote me because I haven't got all the dates in my head. But for anyone who is a light worker or an energy worker, you would probably be feeling that energy almost by the end of May, because when it goes into shadow phase, I tend to find that everything sort of goes out of sync early. And then by the time I get into the retrograde, it's like sort of normal again. And anyone who is a psychic energy worker, you may very well feel like you're one step ahead, and maybe because you're able to pick up the energy quicker, so you deal with it in a different way. That's the only way that I can explain it, because often I find I listen to a reading for the week and I've already done that, I've already been there, and I'm like on to the next thing. But I think because I'm always looking ahead. So what planets have we got going retrograde? They're 3 major ones, and they're major because they are closest to the sun. The first one, I think it's tomorrow, which is Saturn. We've got Venus and also Jupiter. Oh, we love Jupiter when it's not retrograde. Actually, it's really, they have all got their positives. And the positive thing right now, as in the biggest message for everybody on this lockdown and what's been going on, and, you know, what we've all had to learn on a bigger scale, is about understanding ourselves, learning about who we are, letting go of old habits, understanding what our true desires are, our true dreams are. And when a planet goes retrograde, it actually pushes us to do that more. Now, Saturn's the one that gets people's goat a bit, because he's a toughie one. He's a tough cookie, but he works for the long term. And the most important thing is, now, whatever you start doing, whatever you've been going for, is to work one step at a time, stay in the present, keep doing things, creating quality rather than quantity for the long-term objective. Now, when Saturn goes retrograde, it tends to throw up these little challenges, and sometimes things can be more, for some of us, we think, why is this happening? Why does this keep stopping me? It doesn't happen for everybody, and the reason why it doesn't is because some people are actually tuning in and are doing it the right, the better way for them. Saturn is your friend. Venus is your friend. All these planets are our friends if we connect with them and understand them and communicate with them and hear what they're actually trying to tell us. So Saturn is saying, I really want you to be so successful. I want you to have everything that you've ever desired, okay? But I want you to have it for long term. I don't want you to just have this quick sense of success. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Jean. Hi, Pete. And for then it to all sort of just disappear overnight, and for you to have rushed something and then you haven't got the best product to sell, or you didn't write the best version of your book and sell it to a publisher. You didn't do you didn't lead a course or seminar well because you hadn't actually looked at the details. And a really good example of this, actually looking at courses and seminars, if you were doing some sort of talk about your field, and you just thought, okay, well, I know what I'm doing, I've done like one course on this, I've read one book, yeah, I'm just going to go out there and wing it. During Saturn retrograde, you'd probably find that you have somebody in the audience who really, really picks up on everything and asks you all those questions that you didn't look into, and could knock you right back to square one. And then you may have to go back, do the groundwork, and keep having to work to better your reputation as well, and have to fight a bit harder. So Saturn is doing this to help you have a nice flow, not to rush into something and it all to go wrong and then you to look like a fool, and for you to be the best that you can be. Okay, so that's Saturn for us. And I would say Saturn's a little bit angry, and when he's like, Saturn returns, he's like, brings back all this past stuff, all these learning that we have to do, and he's pointing out these parts of us that we need to address. And right now is an important time, like I said, with the lockdown, this whole, we've been, I think this is the 10th week that we're in, although today, finally we can go to people's houses, and I'm still doing exactly the same as I was, but the thought of actually being able to walk a bit further and going to the sea is fantastic. But because I've been working so much on what I'm doing and perfecting my craft, and finishing writing my books, designing, the whole time this lockdown has been on, I've just been gone for it. I feel like I want longer, I want to keep going, and I'm more into that zone of, I want it to be really good before I put it out there. Now, this next few months isn't the best time to launch something. And then looking further on, we got Mars going retro as well, which is another kettle of fish altogether, where you will feel like somebody has taken the engine out of your car, and there's a person literally standing on the brakes constantly, where you want to go forwards and you want to rev, and it's like, what's going on? Because Mars is like about power and motivation. So again, it's going to go backwards, it's going to slow us down. But that's for later. There is a video on my channel about Mars. It only actually goes retrograde every couple of years, but he's a biggie, he really is a biggie. And you might find people feel more restrictive because their energy, they want to get the energy out, but they just can't be bothered. It's a little bit like not having your coffee in the morning. It's like, or that buzz you need in the morning to get you up. Maybe it's a very, very nice glass of water or some fruit, natural sugar. But for many of us, it's like, give us the caffeine, let me have that push. And it's like someone's taken that away from you during that Mars time, and it's 2 months. So it can be a little bit draining. So let's go back to now. So we've had Saturn. So Saturn's the one sort of like, kicking up a challenge every now and again and saying, right, let's just stop, think about this. So you may find, you invest in something, for instance, you put something out there and you think, oh, well, that was a waste. It's lost. It didn't work out. And you just immediately think, well, it hasn't worked out. What's the point? But really, Saturn's just stopped it and just said, I'm just getting my little cup of tea. Thank you. To my man. Just brought me my coffee. Oh, Winnie's here as well. Did you see Dad? Oh dear. Just rocking there. Look, she's rocking on her perch. Love her. She's a bit tired today because it's sunny and hot, isn't it? So we got Saturn. So if you put an investment in something and it didn't actually work out, and you think, I put all that energy into it, it didn't happen, and the buyer came in, or the guy that wanted to partner up with me, or woman, or whatever it is, or company, and suddenly they've just like blocked the deal, they've gone to someone else. It's Saturn saying, this isn't the right time, what you've got is not going to work. All right, so start accepting that some of these challenges are there they're all there for our benefit, because a challenge is set to get over it. All right, so I say to you now, get over it. Stop sort of getting overwhelmed with the negativity of it, and oh my god, I'm such a failure, and everything always happens to me, and it's all just so rubbish. Start thinking, this challenge has been put here for me to recognize something in myself and to learn. I would not be given this challenge, all these struggles in my life, if there wasn't something I can gain from it. All right. So everybody right now is being guided to do this, to overcome this negativity. I notice, for some, this restriction is making people get quite angry. Again, it's that feeling of like, I want to do it, you know, and, you know, we've had quite, I mean, there's been shootings, there's been a lot of things happening if you actually look up. And, you know, that's actually quite relevant to Uranus being retrograde, because Uranus is like that, is the planet of sort of sudden change, you know, and freedom and thinking outside the box, and, you know, I'm going to go further, you know, and when it's pulled back, you just want to like break out. And you'll probably find if you look over the years, and the timelines of when you, hi Pat, the retrograde has happened with Uranus. This, and I did do some research on this when there was a big, I think it was a bomb on the bus in Paris, and there was something else. It was all during that time. It was like somebody coming out and just sort of rampaging and going completely nuts. Okay, because it's like people just want to just get out of their skin. Now, these are people who aren't sort of working within, of course. So moving on to the retrograde, we've got Saturn. Venus is huge right now. And I noticed this more than ever over the weekend. That is definitely going retro this week. And I'll be honest with you, I think I've only once really linked into it a lot, because it doesn't affect me in... I feel I haven't felt affected by it like some people have, or I haven't been aware of the effect of it. But during Venus, you know, it's like someone taking the love away, all right? It's like no one cares. No one loves me. Oh my God, so I need to go and make myself feel better. I'm going to go and get some new makeup. I'm going to change my hair colour. Oh my God, I'm going to get plastic surgery. Because if I have new boobs, or I have a new, you know, I have liposuction, or I completely change my appearance, everything is going to be so much better. Oh my God, that guy's in love with me. Oh my God, he's told me I'm beautiful. He's got to be the love of my life. He's the one. This is what Venus does, okay? It's like we're craving so much for the love that it's like we'll grab hold of whatever is there. You know, somebody that's kind to us. Oh, I've just looked at that funny knobble on my head. Someone who is, you know, shows us a little bit of... you know, is attracted to us or something, we suddenly like get caught up in it. And again, it's like these retrogrades, they give us this sense of illusion or disillusionment, you know, like Mercury does. It's like, oh, this is the next big thing, because I just need it so badly because there's nothing happening, you know. And so with Venus retrograde, hi Julia, a lot of people will feel that they are sad, you know, they're missing people, and particularly at this time, you know, this is why I think it's so big at the moment. Although it hasn't actually gone retrograde yet, I think it is. I think it's possibly tomorrow, Wednesday. The shadow phase happened, and over the weekend there was so much that came through for me with people of readings or people that needed advice or just wanted, and most of it was about love, relationships, the feeling of just feeling really down, feeling really lost, really, you know. And I do notice as a reader, there's like a theme or a trend going on, and, you know, I check out the planets and, you know, what's going on. So you may well be feeling that. And when a planet goes retrograde, the first day it does, it tends to be the strongest, and also when it starts to turn back direct. So just before that direct turn, it sort of almost gets worse because it's gone further away from the sun. So it's at its extreme. And then when it first turns, it goes like that. So you imagine something just turning and it's like everything's gone weird, you know. So especially around Mercury time, that's the time many of us will feel the day that it goes direct, or a day it goes, you know, the day before it goes direct, or the day it actually goes retro, that everything is just all over the place, you know, and it's just crazy. And anyone that does online readings, and people I know that do, the computers always go down, the communication's always out, no one understands what you're talking about. It's like you're constantly in a foreign country and this language hasn't even been invented. And you say something, people are like, what are you talking about? You have to double check everything. So this time with all these retrogrades is about slowing down, looking within. And with Venus, it's about looking at the beauty within. What have you got? Why are you wanting this? Why are you craving something new? Why are you not seeing the best of yourself? Why are you not feeling you are enough? Okay, so this is a great time to really put that self-love, self-worth stuff and practice into action. And I would guide everybody right now, because we are coming out of the full moon energy, is to now look at detoxing, look at the gratitude you have for every little thing in your life, even if it's a tiny little thing. Every time something wonderful comes, just say thank you. Thank you so much for that, universe. Thank you, angels. Thank you to the world, because you've like pointed out and given me a gift. And like I say, it can be really, really small. You know, I've had so much of this lately. I've been really, really working with forgiveness, working through timelines, and it does take a little bit of time, a little bit of soul power, as I call it, because you need to commit to that time. Some people, the people that want to meditate the most are the ones that don't do it, or need to meditate the most, are the ones that never find the time, are unable to clear that noise, unable to clear all that stuff going on. You only need to take maybe a 5-minute break to start with, then up it to 10. You know, it's like doing an exercise class. No different. You get to a point where you feel physically fit, and then you up it. You keep upping it until you just, you know, everything's fantastic again. Okay. So all of this change that's happened, all this restriction we've been having as well, you know, it's getting better every day if we commit to it. Okay, we commit to ourselves, we commit to our safety, we commit to the love for ourselves and our fellow man as well. Okay, I'm just pointing out a few little things when I saw some parties and celebration of life. Yes, celebrate life, but what about everyone else? You know, stop being selfish too. Okay, I just thought I'd just say that. I'm just moving this a little bit. Okay, so the third retrograde, so we've got Saturn, who's going to be throwing up challenges everywhere, maybe stopping you in your tracks. So make sure you look at quality, perfection. Don't overlook the things, you know, don't be in a rush to launch something. This isn't the best time to launch it, particularly around Venus retrograde, okay? Venus is about the beauty, the love in your life, the gratitude, about really, really realizing, you know, the goodness in everything, but giving the love back to yourself. And if you launch something in this time, because it's probably not coming back to you, it may not be received as well. Now, if something is already going and you're already signing contracts and you're already pushing something out, and that's, you know, just keep going because it's already on the cards. But just remember to, again, look at the little details, where the retrogrades are about detail. They're going further in and looking deeper at yourself and what you really want. So during the Venus retrograde, look at that side. I think it's only retrograde for a month, actually. So it's not a huge amount of time, but then we'll be into Mercury. So woohoo, so exciting. Now the third planet is Jupiter. Jupiter is the giver of gifts, the expansive planet. You know, when it's going direct and it's in your sign, or it's in the right sign for you, when each year, you know, which connects with your horoscope, then, you know, it can be really expansive, it can be really, really lucky, and you know, opens out opportunities. It allows you to become more expansive. You'll find that you'll want more. You're going to be wanting to, you know, you'll just be, there's just more coming. You know, it's like there's more opportunity, more possibilities in your eyes. When it goes direct, it's about looking at the expansion inside you. So it doesn't take away the opportunities or the gifts, because obviously we all have different horoscopes, we all have different timelines, so it's not cutting them away. It's just that they're looking at what are the benefits to you, how is this going to expand your well-being, how much is that worth, you know, how much can you create your self-worth, you can expand that side of yourself, you know, and create a better you, really. You know, it's like expand your thoughts, your inner thoughts, expand your inner learning, expand your spiritual side. Okay, so this is a time, all this time, it's like, you know, the Venus is all like, you know, self-love and bringing the love into your life. You've got Jupiter expanding on that, which is fantastic. And then Saturn, it's like, yeah, take the time, man, you know, get the quality, really, really, you know, when you go shopping, choose the best. Use something of quality. It can still be a bargain, okay? We're not saying it's not a bargain, but don't get something that's just cheap and nasty. Put something within you that is going to expand everything. You know, do what is good for you. I feel like this is going to be I just feel like 3 months of complete self-love. Okay, self-love and forgiveness. So start forgiving yourself for all the little doubts you have, all the little things that go on that maybe you mistake, that you judge someone wrong, or you've judged yourself. Start forgiving yourself and start telling yourself that you're in love with yourself, and bring in, you know, just know that the work that you are putting in, the love and passion and desire you're putting into your life is going to bring the rewards. They're there. They're there to have. There is abundance everywhere, guys. When you walk down the road and you pick up something off the ground, it's all there for us to have. but it's our beliefs inside that little one belief that we have is what prevents us or motivates us to, or helps us progress to go forwards. Okay, it's where that belief is. I say to a lot of people when I'm reading, do you believe, for instance, with a relationship situation, do you believe that person is coming back, is capable of making their own decision and coming back to you? And that's where people get flawed, because it's something they really want, but they're not allowed, they won't allow themselves to let go because they want to fix it and make it work. Because inside, they don't believe that without their help, this person can do it for themselves. Now, if this person is unable or incapable of doing that and helping themselves and being a better person and loving themselves enough to believe that they can love you and they can have the love and receive, then how is that a good relationship? How does that create good foundations? So take your time to look at these little details, okay? Ask yourself, do I actually believe that? You know, it's like, yeah, I want to win the lottery. Yeah, I'm going to win the next best thing. I'm going to get the big job. But do you believe it? Can you see yourself actually getting it? Can you? Take the time now and consider it. So I'm recording meditation tapes all weekend. And it's that voice. Just take the time. My meditation voice. Okay, so guys, let's have a look. So we've got all this going on, right, with all these retros. Let's have a look at the general focus of next week and what to expect. Now, we do know that in England, anybody in the UK, that Boris has just done his little speech of what's going on with this unease. And from what I can see, and I really don't sit and watch the news that often, what I'm hearing or just seeing floating around is that actually it's really not clear. I mean, it's like, do what you want anyway. So my guidance to you is that whether there is it's almost like, create your own boundaries. It's almost like he's gone, look, you do what you want, because I've had enough of saying it all and going over and over the reason why. But you're independent of your life. Make your own choices. I'm not going to take it away from you. I'm going to give you the opportunity now to do the best for you. So do you think that the best for you is to suddenly go out and party and just have a massive social gathering where you're just hugging and kissing and getting drunk and spitting all over people or whatever, or coughing and spluttering, not washing your hands, just doing all the things that really are just leaving you open to getting ill or passing on something to somebody else? Because actually that is the crutch of it. You're not only giving it to yourself, you're giving it to everybody else. Why do they deserve that? What gives you the responsibility or that hierarchy to decide whether to give somebody else some illness? What gives you the right, really? What makes you God? Okay, so here, what's been going on is a little bit confusing, but actually it's very clear. It's like, you're all grown-ups, you're all adults, so off you go, do your thing, okay? Because you know what? If it doesn't work, we're going to be back to square one. And then you're all going to be complaining again. Because to be honest, whatever is set in place, whatever anybody does, there's always someone out there that doesn't like it. Or just, they're doing this, it's like, and all those people do is spend their time complaining because they're unhappy in themselves, okay? Then what I do see is the walls closing in. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, things are going to become, it's a bit bizarre because as we're easing, the restrictions are coming in a bit. So it's almost like, I feel like the message may be unclear, but it is really clear, and it's sort of like a red herring, It's like, let's just see what they do with this, and then we're going to clamp down. But I actually feel like the universe is going, all right, you're running out of options. Up to you guys, what you're going to do. Now, there's going to be people indifferent this week. I can see people having these massive discussions on the internet, social media, arguing the case. It's almost like Brexit all over again, And isn't it weird how that's just gone? That was like the whole of our lives. We were eating, breathing, sleeping it, and everyone was so fearful. Yeah, we got something else now. What happened to that? Is that actually happening? Are we doing that? Or thought, what? I think over here we were supposed to get new ID cards before September. I haven't had anything. Oh, mind you, we're not allowed out, are we? What a shock. Okay, so it's funny. There's going to be a lot of controversy. I'm seeing a lot of stuff coming on Twitter. Somebody, D, and then I'm getting surname B. I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm showing somebody being really, really vocal or having some major argument. Maybe they're saying something out of turn, and suddenly everyone comes in, whoosh, like that, like it does on the group pages on Facebook. It's actually, I find it hilarious watching it, how everybody's got so little else to do in their lives but find something to complain about or to put people down. You know, it's like, come on, get on with your life, you know, go do something useful. So there's second chances. This is a second chance this week. Everybody's given an opportunity to do it right. Work is starting again, things are going to start functioning. And by about Thursday, Friday, there's going to be a feel that some people didn't even realise this happened. All right. And that's where that controversy is coming in. And that's where people are going to start questioning. But I do see victory. I do see victory is a possibility. I do see that people can start reuniting in a way they haven't before, starting to breathe, you know. It's like, oh, I can finally breathe. I can actually start manoeuvring. I'm starting to get phone calls again. Things are starting, you know, my business is starting to work. I'm seeing the cogs of the engine starting to you know, to start to turn. It's really interesting here because we're in a really quiet village, but when we were in like really restrictive lockdown the week before last, it was just silent. And then just we had this little bit of like, you can walk now. I was sat on the roof thinking, oh my God, there's so much noise. All I used to listen to was the birds. It was so nice. And I was watching these plants. I was watching over at the orchard because I can see over at the orchard. And I would take you up there, but I keep losing the signal up there. So otherwise I'd be sitting outside. But as you look over to the orchard and it's full of lemons and oranges and limes and all this sort of stuff, it looks like the trees have taken a life of their own. They're living their own space. It's nowhere. They're living the vida loca. Who was it that said that to me the other day? One of my clients, and I think she's going to be watching this, and then she'll go, she's dead, I could use that. But it's not living the vida loca, and I'm not going to say what she said because it was actually brilliant. But anyway, but it's like these plants are all dancing and they're getting like, they're just stretching. They're suddenly going, do you know what? We're not going to get cut down because nobody's coming to cut us down, and we can just breathe now and we can do whatever we want. I'm loving it. Hi, Mariana. So it's like everything seems to have more life. And when I've gone on my walks, you know, and around here, around this time, all the beetles start mating. And it's just so interesting to watch. You just don't see it the same in England. And they're massive beetles and different colours. And you've got the great big fat big beetles that I just love because they always come out a lot at night as well. And to me, they always look like they're going to the market, you know. They're like, oh, you know, I've got to go to the market and do my stuff, you know. And then you've got these other little beautiful little beetles, red and black, and they're just like hanging off each other, like really giving it to each other all day long, you know. And then you've got these trails of ants like carrying these massive great big grass things, and it's like life. I'm looking around thinking, oh my God, life has just come to life, you know. It's like they're not being stepped on or they're not being shoved away or sprayed by repellent. They're just like going, yeah, we're alive now, you know, we can just get on with our work and build our nest without somebody stomping all over it or, you know, throwing their can of beer, you know. It's really, I cannot wait to get into the sea and see how that energy feels, because there won't be anyone in it or anyone's energy in it to, you know, to not pollute it, but you know what I mean? So there is this morning I got up, I'm really excited, I really don't know why, and I'm going to tell you later when it happens, because I am now predicting that something amazing is going to happen in the next few days. I just feel it. It's just like so cool. And when it does, it's, you know, I can share it and then you can do it too. So fantastic. Right, there is a bit of draining this week. I feel like you'll want to flow more. So this is again the retrograde energy coming in, where you're like, yeah, I'm in the flow, but it's just not happening. Now, when you're really in the flow with a retrograde or a planet going direct, and you're really in the now and you're in the present, there isn't a fear of restriction because you're in your own flow, okay? So this is the important thing. This is how you really survive it all. You understand what the retrogrades do. You understand what the planets offer us, you know, where everything is aligned. And then you think, okay, well, that's going to be less easy, so I'm going to do this instead. but I'm just going to be, because I can go slower and because nothing's really going to transpire, you know, if I push it, I can just be in my presence. So this is a perfect time for you guys to really get into that flow of energy. And you'll find when you're really in that flow that things just pop in and things just happen, and it's just like, whoa, it's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling. It's like that sense of unconditional love. There's absolutely no anger, there's nothing. It's just like, I just love, you know, I'm just so grateful. I'm just in a great place in my life. Now, I do see workplaces changing though. Now, this is interesting. It's showing that people may have decided to stay and work at home, or maybe go back to work and think, actually, I don't really want to do this anymore. So there could be some big changes. I don't know why, but I'm getting Pluto's a bit of an energy with this, and it could be somebody that's got a strong Pluto in their sign. The second opportunities on an emotional levels to step away from the negative. This is very important in this reading because it's coming up very strongly. It's very important to keep those wishes alive, keep manifesting, working every day. I say to people, have you done these exercises or have a go? And they go, oh, yeah, I did that 3 years ago. It's really good. And I'm like, why aren't you doing it now? Okay, think about simplicity. What did you do that worked? When were you in a situation like this? April 2019, 3 planets went retrograde. Go and have a look on your social media. Look at what was happening, how you were feeling. I'm sure there's something up there somewhere. Maybe an email you wrote. Maybe you had a reading. Maybe something was going on. April 2019, 3 planets went retrograde. It's not the same ones. I think it was Venus. But I don't think it was, possibly Saturn, but not Jupiter, okay? So check that out, okay? And that will help you. Because if you've already dealt with it before, you can deal with it again. Now, last year, I think, was a tougher one. We think this is tough, but actually, this is a most productive year you could have. This is when the dreams can transpire, because we have been given the opportunity to focus on our dreams. That's why it's gone slower, guys. So you've got more time, all right? I've said this so many times, I sound like a broken record. Right, luck in endings this week. Something shuts the door, go, yeah, that's fantastic. Moving on. I'm not going to hang around in the energy anymore. I'm going to just go on. Hi, Donna. Right, there is something that could be revealed this week. Don't shut your eyes to it. Don't avoid it, all right? Maybe you need to reveal something in you. Maybe you're pushing it down. Maybe you don't want to face it. There's doubt around this. It's almost like you need to go and speak to someone, or you need to confront somebody about something, but you're afraid because you're putting the blindfold on. Take it off. Take it off and see the truth, because when you do, you will get more balance in your life, and you will then have the focus you are looking for, because you'll have a decision. Whether it's good or bad, it really isn't relevant. The fact is, you want to move forward and you want to be free, okay? Step up like the swan. You've been the ugly ducklings too long, guys. It's time to step up and say, look at me. Remember that song, Jerry Halliwell, look at me. That's what you need to be doing, strutting your stuff in your space, okay? Safely social distancing. Oh, it's all right, SJ, you can catch up later anyway. Right, there's communication with spouses. Don't know why I'm saying spouses mainly, but serious relationships. More communication on a deeper level this week. You may decide to close something down. You may decide to resolve something. Look at closure as resolve. Remember, we've had that big full moon. The energy's still flying out a little bit. It's a bit debris for some people. And we're still being pushed to find that ending or find that resolve. But I do see a lot of strength in love as well, okay? So I don't see this as a negative thing. I see it as a positive way forward. Look after your well-being. Stop feeling like the underdog, because we're all in the same position. Put a smile on your face and look at anything that is broken can be mended, but maybe it'll be put back together in a different way, an alternative way. Maybe your heart needs to be healed in a new way, okay? It's not going to be that person that heals you. You are, okay? You need to use a different glue, guys. Your ex-partner or the person that you're hankering after or the next job is not going to be the right solvent you need. You have that in your heart. Your heart is the glue, okay, that will fix you and will pull you together, okay? The more you love, the more you forgive, the more you value it, the stronger it will become. It will be the adhesive of the nation. The super glue beyond super glues is your heart. Okay, there could be some massive releases around on TV this week. I am seeing someone being knocked off their perch. It's almost like they're actually falling down. I am getting a picture of Boris here, but I don't know if it's him, because it could just be somebody in power. But it feels like they trip or something. I mean, it might come up on the news. If that does, please comment, because I do see these bizarre things and it's like, why is that relevant? But I feel like it's a sign that some people can be knocked off their perch without even realising, because they've got too big for their boots. I don't think he has necessarily. It's just, I feel it is a place of status. Somebody is in a higher power, or they thought they were, and suddenly the rug is pulled from underneath them. A lot of justice is coming for some people. The 13th is we haven't hit the 13th yet, have we? I don't even know what day it is. And it's not Friday the 13th, is it? This week? Or is that the 12th? No. It's the 11th day. That's Wednesday the 13th. Okay, so justice. Maybe it will be served on Wednesday, guys. I'm just seeing somebody serving up some real justice there. So, look, you woken up, gorgeous. Hello. Oh, look at you. Say hi. No, I'll go back to sleep. Shut up now. I've got a dog behind me as well. Right, let's have a look at the astroscopes for the week. If you do miss this, you can watch it again later, and it will go up on YouTube as well. If I don't timestamp them, I am really apologetic. It's just, it takes so long. At the moment, I have so much, Friday the 15th, yeah. So much going on at the moment, and I literally have got a timetable. I've never had a timetable like this in my life. I'll never ever forget this time, because I'll be honest with you, it's been the best time of my life. I am very lucky. I haven't lost anybody, so for those out there who have, I'm very sorry. Right, okay, so let's just pick these cards. What do you want me to know for the signs this week, please? Okay, so we're just going to have a little look at what's coming. But remember, these retrogrades are really important, and they will affect everybody in the same way, but in a different way, depending on where you are in your life. Right, okay, so Aries. Any Aries out there? I've got the Hermit. These are the after card decks, so they are showing a little bit further forwards. I really like these because it feels like it's more like the future that we're looking at. I just want to see if I've got in this drawer. Oh, yes. Hello. Hang on a minute then. Hold on. Let's have a look at love. Everyone wants to know about love, don't they? Oh. So we're looking at really what the effects are of the planets changing this week, how we can fare, how we can cope with it, and, you know, move forwards basically in the best way. Okay, so this is interesting. Right, so Aries for love, we've got heart flutter. Now this is showing that things are full of excitement here. I feel these opportunities to be excited about, and it could be, oh, we're being let out, I'm so excited, I'm going to go, I'm going to have fun, you know, that type of thing. But this is the good thing. I love this Hermit in this card, because the Hermit is going inside. Thanks, Kelly. It's going in, it's learning new knowledge. You know, there's that sense of wanting to detach, wanting to be alone, wanting to sort of hide away maybe, or maybe just everything being shut out and you don't feel like you can see that light. But he's holding the lantern, he's in control of that, and he is lighting his way. And it's interesting because he's actually come to the edge of the cliff. And this, to me, this card shows that he's almost about to take a leap of faith, because this is where the Fool stands. The Fool is the one that jumps off the cliff. And he's on the edge, but he knows this snake, and a lot of people have had these in dreams. Hi, Jill. And they are really, a snake is significant of knowledge. So when you go inside and when you learn, you know, when you go sometimes in a retreat, you can gain more knowledge within yourself when you meditate or you take quiet time. So the snake is knowledge. It's also about shedding the old and moving forward. So it can mean that, you know, you're looking at the past, you're dealing with that, or you've been, you know, thinking about what's been going on. But also the snake for some is about temptation. Now, it's almost like contradictory, because I see the snake as a good thing, and also maybe is a less good thing when I'm doing readings, because I often see, it's like the snake. Who's the snake? Who's, the person that's coiling around you, who's tempting you. It's like temptation, isn't it? But I feel that because this card is here, it's like you are in control. You've got a wolf next to you. You have loyalty around you. He's also the leader. Well, he's the leader of the pack. He's standing strong beside you. You've got a coat of protection around you. You've got a beard, okay? I expect most of us have got beards right now. So you've got wisdom. He's holding the light. He's shining down. He can see how steep this cliff is. He knows. So this is showing that maybe something new is coming in, but you've actually got the knowledge to deal with it, and whether to run into it, jump into something, or take it nice and slow. And I feel like something is coming in on the love thing, or something you love. It could just be, it doesn't have to be relationships. It can be about passion and, something is exciting happening, but you're not maybe pushing forwards the way you should. You are going forwards with more knowledge and more wisdom. And this can be somebody, like I said, it could be someone coming back from the past for you this week, Aries, okay? But this time, although they send you going all over the place because your heart's doing somersaults, and this is a soul connection, and you could never cope with it before. This time, once bitten, twice shy. You understand the temptation. You're in charge. You've now got the wisdom. You've got older. You've got wiser, and you've actually got the light to show you what you're doing. So anybody who is questioning, because this could be coming up for some of you, who's questioning your love, coming in and going, oh my God, what do I do? He's come back. What does he want? I get a lot of questions come through, which is, someone's come back into my life. What do they want? What's their intention? Does it matter? You need to know your intentions. If you know what you're doing, the rest doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Okay, you'll find that out as you go along. Just sitting there thinking about it isn't going to help. Getting yourself overwhelmed and your knickers in a knot isn't going to help. You know the person. If they're coming back, you know what they're capable of, and it might create excitement because that's the trigger. That's what you remember. That's all you remember. But just go easy. Slow down. The retrogrades are saying slow down. Don't jump in with both feet. Don't get taken up with this, oh, they flattered me. They're telling me I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Maybe, if you look back, they could have gone off with somebody else, left you for, you've given everything to them, and they just leave you on the sidewalk, and then they've been kicked out and they're only coming back to you because of that. Think about it. Go deeper, and then think, are you older and wiser now? Yes, you are. Okay, Taurus, happy birthday to Steve if you're watching, and to anyone else whose birthdays it is. Taurians enjoying their birthdays today, and I really feel this is going to be a loving one. This is great. This is about friendship, love, feeling that you are loved, and this little heart's giggling as well, and I think he's like a bit surprised. This one's like, oh my God, I finally found you. So you could again, I'm going to say because of the Venus situation, just be don't just take it one step at a time. Don't suddenly get married today, or if it wasn't on the cards anyway. If something's already on the cards, you're probably just going to feel so much more full of love and gratitude anyway. So this is a great sort of, this is going to be a great week for you. I do feel just friendships, the warmth coming in is going to be great, and a feeling of reconnecting as well, which is good. And this card, the Knight of Pentacles is showing that you are in a really stable, much more secure position than you have been before. And maybe you are going to reunite with someone this week. Maybe it's partnership, and you're in love with them, or you're starting out, you're working a plan for a new business. To me, this shows somebody who's done the groundwork. The foundations are already there. It's not necessarily about the launch, okay? This is about getting practical, I feel. Thinking about where you're going to invest, thinking about who you're going to take on, where this is going to go. I feel people being a bit, when it comes to work this week, really looking at the overall structure and clearing away a lot of the crap, actually. They're playing the fields here, so they're preparing still. So, this could still be preparation stage, but you are in a good place to do that. You know what you want. I feel Taurians are going to be a lot clearer headed. And again, just feeling they've got time, because if your head's clear and you're in a really good place, then you just got time to give, haven't you? You just feel full of love, and I just feel that there's just laughter, you know, fun. So this is a good week for you. It's nice, isn't it? Isn't that nice to think that someone's having a great time? Like me. Okay, right. Gemini. You have the ability to rise above anything this week. I feel like you will. I just don't feel this week you're just going to want to be bothered with stupidity. It'll be the Geminis that are sort of looking beyond, looking higher, set their sights higher this week, and over someone's idiotic behaviour. I don't know why I'm using those words, but I think somebody out there may have used those words themselves, or somebody being immature. It's just like, do you know what? I'm not even going to argue. I don't feel like you want to enter into anything that is less than magic or miraculous this week. And again, you've got the King of Pentacles, you know, which is showing you in an amazing abundant position this week. You may you know, find yourself in a great job. Maybe I feel it's a place of leadership. It's a feeling that you have it all, that you've got something coming back. I think you could get a bonus this week. You might, you know, there could be a windfall come in, or you just feel, you know, your business is starting to really work out, or you're put in a position of authority this week, which is going to really pay off. I do see people signing contracts actually, and things starting to move forwards, and I think this is to do with that ease happening, that people going back to work. So now what has been held back can now start flowing again. So it's not a new thing. I feel this is again on the cards, but you're just going to be really focused on the good stuff and flying high. And I feel there's a sense of success in the air for you Geminis as well. And it just feels flush. You know, I mean, where everyone was like losing money, it feels like it's all coming in this week. Woohoo! That's what we want. That's what we want. I have to keep drinking my tea because it's going to go cold, and then I get told off because I do this all the time. Okay, again, hang on. Right, drum roll. Cancer. Okay, new journey for you. Wow, revolving heart. Now this is showing something karmic happening. I am getting the word vengeance, which I wouldn't really like to use, but it's that sense that somebody, I am really happy today, Jill, thank you, it's good to see you too. I am really happy. I just fall down later. I was about 4 o'clock, I go, oh, I'm so tired. But no, I'm really good, and I do like doing this, you know, I really do. Sorry, we're moving on to Cancer. Yeah, so it's like this sense of vengeance in some people's minds, or has been. It's like, I'll get you back, you know. I really you know, I love my butterfly cup too, Julia. You know, I'll somehow, you know, what goes around comes around. It's that sense of karma will get you, you know, and I'm going to let karma deal with it, because I feel like you are just stepping aside. You're going into your own independence. Some of you might walk away from a relationship, or make that decision to just go out on your own, strike out on your own, or realise that you have to do something alone, or you have to just stand strong independently to get what you want. Now, this is what I'm literally getting directly off these cards. I feel like this guy is going on a new journey. He's embarking, maybe starting a new job, but he's happy to leave these people at home. She doesn't look happy. She doesn't look unhappy. She looks like she's going, off you go then, I'll see you in 3 months, you know, a bit like pole darkness, isn't it? You know, just went off to London. They do that, didn't they, in the old times, the olden times. They used to just go, I'm going off now, and then like 4 months later, or no, 4 years later, the kids are grown up, and they go, yeah, I'm back now, all right, okay, okay, love, have your bread, have your, it's really funny. And it was okay. Now it'd be like, can you call me when you get there? You know, they wouldn't, would they? Because they didn't have phones. What did they do? They just trusted, didn't they? And some of them just never came back. But that was okay, because that's her job, you know. Anyway, but moving on, it's like that sense that you can do it. You can just embark and do what you want yourself, be independent yourself, and you're ready for the challenge. I'm just getting this sense of, you know what, I'm just going to get on with this now. I'm just going to do it myself. I'm not going to wait anymore. And doing that turns everything around, because I feel like it's, again, it's like I'm getting what goes around comes around, but this sense of you've been here before as well, and the pattern is happening. This is, you know, a pattern is repeating itself, and you're having to step up to it now. You're having to deal with that pattern. Now, this is an interesting card really for Love Revolving Hearts, because some of it I feel it is about like twin souls. It's about how we're connected, how we keep coming around to find each other again. And that with this card, it's like that trust that's there. And when you're involved in a very, very strong twin soul relationship, or just soul past life relationship, you know, there's that, sometimes you don't want to let go because the feeling's so strong, the emotion takes over, and then you're just afraid because for some reason, illogically, you think if you walk away that it will disappear. But actually, logically, if you're that connected, it's just going to be with you all the time, isn't it, really? And that's the thing. I think the key is getting that understanding that if something is meant to be, it's going to. So I might as well just go off and do my own thing anyway. I might as well just step out onto this path and just get on with it. I'm not going to wait for that parcel to come anymore. I think some of you have been waiting for some sort of confirmation, some sort of paperwork, and you're just like, do you know, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. And doing that is actually what turns that wheel again and gets that energy moving, and then things start working out in your favour. So that's really cool. So for some of you Cancers, I've got a Cancer in the house. So that's going to be weird. It's going to be weird, isn't it? I don't know what he's going to do. Okay, so moving on to Leo. Leo, look at the details. I feel like you've got to be the detective. I think you've got to look further than what's right in front of your face, okay? You may be a bit surprised by what you see, but I feel like you've just allowed, again, your emotions to take over with something. You've just sort of, I'm getting regret here, like a feeling of like, oh, you've let me down. Oh, you know, not regret what you've done, necessarily, more regret of like getting involved in something or giving someone another chance. But what Spirit is saying is actually something did change, something was worth it. That's what I'm feeling. It's actually worth looking a bit further. Don't just knock something off or avoid it because you've been there before, or it feels like something you've done before, and because somebody just said one word and you think, oh my God, I'm going back down that track. Look deeper. Do what you never did before. Ask the questions. That's what detectives do. They ask the questions to get the answers, don't they? They go into more detail. And this is showing that you are in a really good position of authority. And actually, whoever, you know, where all around you, surrounded by you, people are looking up to you, and you have earned that respect. I feel, you know, this is the Queen of Swords. She's like the judge, the top judge. She knows what she wants, she knows how to get it, and she knows her boundaries. But now what she's doing is she's going higher. Something's transforming. She's got the butterfly at the end of that sword. She's softening as well. She's bringing in all the energy. She's not just hard and fast. She's now sort of spiritually tough, you know? So this to me is showing somebody that has everything they've got within them to overcome this challenge, and something that you could be facing within somebody deserves a little bit more, you know. And also it could be just that you need to look at yourself more and how you react and why this is happening to you, okay? And again, this is a sign of not rushing, because the planets are going retrograde. You know, it could be Saturn is saying, right, I'm going to put this challenge up again, what I talked about before. And they're saying is, you know, it's stopping you. So, you know, it's making you look further. That's the reason it's happening. Whatever is going on is it's like it's calling out, going, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. I can hear the voice, go deeper, go deeper. So, but you're in a really good position. I feel like this week you're going to feel much more out there, much more up there, just stronger and in a better position to state your case and to ask the questions. In the past, you may have been afraid to ask the questions. You may have avoided that communication because of what would happen. But I feel like you've earned your place now. You're in a good place. You know, it could be in a relationship, it could be in a job. Because remember, love and heartfelt things can be to do with work as well. You know, we should be loving everything we do, guys. It's all to do with the heart. Okay, so Virgo. Right, I feel there's going to be, look at this. Sorry, I just want to do this. If my Virgo friend is watching this, tell me now this isn't a sign, okay? If you are watching it, I think you might watch it later if you're not watching now, because you may be hiding from me. But I did ring someone this morning to ask her about about somebody giving birth or about to, and this to me is saying, look, come on, you know. And I said, isn't it happening yet? Because I'm constantly dreaming about them. So yeah, I just feel like it's got to be today. It's got to be today within the next 3 days. So there could be a birth that's happened. Is it you, Kelly? Are you giving birth, or are you waiting for someone to give birth? It wasn't you, Kelly. It was someone else. But is there someone else? Right. There's indecision. You're in two minds, right? It's like, what's for the best? That's what I feel like. You're looking at, what do I do for the best? And this card is telling you, do what you love, right? This to me is like, go where, when you feel your heart sing, do when you hear that tune in your heart, then go for it. Okay, Kelly, no. You know, follow your heart. Allow yourself to be excited. Stop questioning. You know, if your heart is smiling, then it's going to work, all right? Because I've got this heart this way up as well. It just feels like there's a little bit, it's like you're measuring things up when you don't need to right now. I feel like some of you Virgos could be in a place of such love, such gratitude, have so much around you that, you know, that there may be a little bit here that's like, within your heart that's maybe a bit sad, or there's a little part of you that's thinking, oh, I wish that would happen, or I wish that person was like that, or I wish they'd do that. But really overall, look at that. Look at it. It's beautiful. And it's showing a lot of, I just feel, if you give the love and you send out the message with the dove, and you go with peace and calm, and you go in with a calm and just loving heart, you will just find that, you know, this bit will go. But I just think the way to go, if you've got a decision this week, is just to love yourself, to look at everything with a loving heart. And I know that sounds a little bit hippy chippy, but you know, it does work. And I've, you know, being a Scorpio, I've got a lot of like aggression and anger and passion in me. And I tend to sort of go off the, you know, things really annoy me, and then I just dirty, you know, and it keeps going. But I've been practicing this a lot lately, and it really does work. But a lot of it again comes from the forgiveness of yourself, forgiving that you haven't got anything to do with why somebody else is behaving like a dick. Okay, if they want to do that, let them behave like a dick. You can be full of love and enjoy the other stuff, and then they're all going to want to join in. But you up now again, you're getting bored. You're not a Virgo. Okay. But I just think this could be news coming as well that will outweigh this side of you, that overtakes, and suddenly there's peace among you. Maybe there's an argument that's happened, and then a new birth or new love, or a wedding is, you know, or christening or something, and or basically just reuniting with people you haven't been able to because you thought they weren't going to make it. You know, this is where it comes from. It's that piece of, oh my God, how lucky am I to have these people in my life. And actually, if they were gone, I would just be devastated, you know. So this is where I want you to go this week, is just look at the good stuff, all the good stuff, because out of the rot, sometimes something really beautiful comes up. And that was the whole full moon thing, you know. That was the message of that full moon, to look at the beauty in the darkness. Right, okay. So I've just seen Scorpio, I'm like, all right. I might just hide that if the Scorpios are still watching. Right, Libra. Okay, stop being angry about anything. I want you to let go of the past completely. You are the one holding yourself back. You've got the key in your hand. You can unlock it and you can let it go. It is gone. It has been. It is done and dusted. If you're coming out of lockdown, if you're allowed to see someone that you haven't seen, you know that feeling. You're welcome, Kelly. If you know that sense when you think, oh, you know, and I know I felt it, it's like, oh, I don't want to go back to the way it was. Or because you're locked down, you don't have to see people, so you can avoid it all, or you don't have to deal with them. You can just live in your own little bubble for a while. And I know a lot of people have been doing this. But there's this sense that, you know, being irritated by other people's actions, or the way they're going to behave when they come out, or the fact that, oh, I don't want to go back to that thing because I've got to listen to that gossip again and be around that person that's really annoying me. Let go of it, because it's your anger. And you know what? If someone annoys you, who cares? You know, are they annoying you more because they're happy? You know, because sometimes that can be. Love them for themselves. You know, if they're doing their best, what have you done it? What, let go of your anger? Good. I wasn't directing it to you, Jill, particularly. But it just feels like I just keep looking at that whole, this restriction lockdown thing. It's like that sense of like, again, I don't want to see that person again. I feel like I've scrubbed it all clean, and now they're going to like spoil all my really good, lovely thoughts, and it will happen. You're going to go back to situations you've been in. Maybe you go back to a bar that you used to go to once a week, or, I don't know, you do something once a week with people, and then you like, and a lot of people, some people come in, so there's like a group, not massive groups, because we're not allowed to, are we? Yeah, 2 meters away. You go back and you have this group, and then you've got everyone. There's this half the group going, yeah, I've really learned from this, and you're really inspired by them. And then this person walks in, and then you think they've changed, because all the way through the lockdown they've been going, oh yeah, it was great, and I'm loving life, and I'm changing this. And you see them again, and you think, you haven't changed. And immediately you go, because you just want to go, oh my God, you just changed, But actually, it's not your responsibility. Who cares? You expand. The more you let go of that anger or darkness, the more you are going to fly, because this is showing you full of creativity, full of ideas. And do you know what? I just grab hold of everything, just go for it. Do it. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I just feel like you just got to just let go of the pain, because I think that's where this is coming from. It's something that has hurt you really deeply. Let go of it and use it to shine. Make yourself use it for success. There is nothing better. The biggest payback is to be successful, I think, and to rise above it and to be happy. I just feel like everything is, you've got a really good position right now to just start putting ideas out there. Do something new. If you spent the time away thinking about something new you wanted to do, something new you want to embark on, a new project or something, then get it going. Let's not launch it. We want to go slowly, and do the quality and everything, and slowly practice makes perfect. But don't sort of think, oh great, because that person's like that, I'm never going to be able to do it now. And this is like typical of small towns and small villages. It's like you can come into a village or come into a town. You've moved down from, I don't know, and I've lived in small towns all my life, and it's a lot of it's the same, and you've got like this sort of group of people. You've got certain people that do certain things, and they've always done it because they took it on. But then it becomes like a conditioning of the village, and they might have done it for 10 or 20 years, and then you're sort of like, oh yeah, we can't do that because we want to step on their toes, or we can't, we don't really want to put that idea there because they always do it like this. It's like, well, why can it not change? And the thing is, we've been through this massive change that has changed us all inside and out. We are not going to go back the same. We may fall back into the old pattern and behave in a certain ways and start getting afraid again, because actually that's where we all were, more afraid than when we were in restriction. Okay, we actually had a lot of safety and security around us during this time. Okay, so look at how you coped, all that, your little safety net you've created. And then, and think, okay, it's okay to be different. I can be myself. If you feel different, it's because you've become who you are, and because you're honouring who you are, and you're valuing who you are, and you're saying, I'm just as important. I have a voice. I can be independent. I don't need those people to recognise me or honour me or say I can do this. I don't own this. It's like saying, I'm been very insightful, Jill, thank you. Does this make sense to you at all? I know I'm really getting on me like high horse, aren't I? But there's this, it's that thing about when people are going, oh, we're going to go and celebrate life and go and have a party, bring your drink, let's all hug, let's kiss, let's do our thing. It's like, we don't have the right, unless there's a law to stop them, right? But who gives them the right to decide everyone else's fate as well? Okay, it's a bit of a weird way of looking at it, but I just thought I'd just put that out there. We all have a choice, guys. You don't have to do that, all right? Just I've got this last bit of tea. Is that my butterfly man? Yeah. This came from the Chinese shop. I got 4. Mugs are very important when you move and you have no mugs, okay? Mugs are, I feel, the most important thing. Well, they're not the most important thing, being a mug, no. But I think it's really important to have a good set of mugs, don't you? Because they will say something, mugs, don't they? Okay, so Scorpio, any Scorpios out there? Are you still there, Jackie? Oh, no kissing or hugging. I thought you were sending me a hug then, Jill. Big hug, big kiss. Right, okay. Celebrate good times. This is the best bit, okay? This is the bit. Hold on to this. Yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. This is great. Okay, so it could be something amazing that happens this week. You could be celebrating, not your birthday because you're Scorpios, but you may be celebrating someone else's. Yes! I love that. This is great. I want you to celebrate. If you are a Scorpion this week, like me, I want you to just celebrate you. Celebrate your life. Do everything that is fabulous about you. Scorpios have had a particularly really tough few years, or even a decade. Thank you, Jill. I've caught it. But you know, this is a time to celebrate the great times. This is to celebrate who you are. And I feel that something could come about this week. I've got this sense of excitement, honestly. And when it happens, because I'm being very positive about this and very direct, I'm going to put it out there. All right. And I am doing a list at the moment of all the things I've achieved through this time. So I think this is a good idea for everybody, is write down a list of everything you've done that's been fabulous, all the great, wonderful gifts you've achieved during this lockdown. Because today it's really changing here in Spain. Because for the first time, not only are we allowed to go out when we've already been able to go out with each other, like who you live with and walks, but now it's like we can go to people's houses, groups of up to 10. That's huge. It feels really weird, honestly, really weird. So it's a heart celebration, but I do have this card. Okay. Now he looks really pleased with himself because he looks like he's got away with something. And I just get the sense that although you're having a fabulous time, and you could be with the love of your life, you could be celebrating an engagement, you could be celebrating a wonderful contract, something that you've wanted for so long, just watch this here. Look, he could just step into that and trip up. Now, this isn't you being egotistical, all right? I really don't feel like it is. I feel this is somebody else that wants to pull you down. Just watch, right? When you're in your light and you are shining so brightly, yes, you do bring in the light, but you can also attract the moths, okay? So just be aware. I do feel there could be a bit of jealousy around. Now, this could be you, right? I want to look at this at two ways. And it's like, yeah, I've got away. I've got what I need. I didn't have to speak up. I didn't have to do, you know, he's sneaking away. He's carrying his swords. And he looks like he's got more weapons. You know, there's only 2 left back there. He's like, I'm back. Whew. Okay, this is me trying to speed me up. You know, he's got away with more than he should. He's carrying it all. But the thing is, that's the thing. I feel like don't get greedy, right? Watch any ego. I don't think that will be the case, but do watch other people want to slip you up. There may be something that someone says that gets in your head mentally, because swords are about mental stuff that actually wants to drag you down. I want you to still look at the positives. This could also be you realizing somebody's sneaky behavior, right? Now that is a reason to celebrate, because it is going to bring resolve, all right? It will bring resolve to a situation because you'll now know who the culprit is, but it might cause you to worry a bit, and I don't want you to do that, all right? I just want to pull a clarify for this because just so we know, I'm just going to ask because I feel I want a bit more for this myself. Oh, okay. Well, there you go, the world. So actually, this is a positive thing. I think this is just a warning. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't rush into anything. Watch the people that you're giving your secrets to. Don't take more than you need. All right? Bit tired? Had enough? You look like you're on drugs. She's not quite awake yet. Okay. That wasn't very nice. She just looks stoned, doesn't she? She's like so hilarious. Right, so just watch, you know, your behaviour around other people. I really feel like don't give away too many secrets, and do things practically, and just watch your back, all right? Because somebody might just want to pull the rug away from you, and be a bit vindictive because they're jealous. But also, I feel this is a sign of being open and honest about who you are, and don't cut corners. Don't try to get rich quick schemes. Make sure you look at the qualities and the details, and you honour yourself completely. Don't lie to yourself, and don't sneak around on your own heart. All right, celebrate, and don't not celebrate. Do you see what I mean? Because sneaking around on your own heart to me is like saying that you're not valuing yourself higher, and you feel you can't celebrate with everybody else, or you've got to run off and hide. Okay. Or you've got to take it all yourself, and because I just feel that isn't going to help you. But the world is out there for you, and I feel like the world is listening this week, and things are going to just be great. I mean, right now I'm already in a crazy day. As you can see, I'm just like, whoa, completely like a nutcase, which is fabulous, but I am going to drop later. But loads and loads of work to finish and do, but it's fantastic. I'm so grateful for everything, that all this support on here and what's going on. It's been great, and it's just given me a new belief in myself as well. So guys, just love yourselves and value yourselves as much as you can. And like I said, just watch your back. That's all. Just watch who is, maybe someone will say something which is a bit of a snide comment, and it's a bit, you know what I mean? And you just go, oh, I was having a really good time, and you just spoiled it. Don't let that person spoil it, because that's just jealousy. All right. And you might, like I said, something might be revealed this week where you realise that somebody wasn't as honest as they were, or something is revealed. Just celebrate it. Just go, yeah, thanks for that, because now I know it ain't going to happen again, is it? Right. Sagittarius. Okay, it feels like you've had the wedding, you've had the ceremony, off you go to the church. Things are in balance this week, and things are going to drive ahead. Okay, now this could be to do with relationships, could be a project or something you've been wanting to do. I feel like people have been watching the clock. It's like the end of exam coming. Like, I know people haven't been doing exams, but I feel like maybe you've come to the end of a course. You've been waiting for somebody to come and pick you up, or you've been waiting to receive the certificate, or just the confirmation. That's what I'm getting. It's like a sense of once you've got it in writing, everything will make sense, and you can then move on. And it could be that you're waiting for somebody to meet up with you because you want to know how they feel about you. But I feel like you've got the control. You're the one in the driver's seat, and this is a car, and he's on his own. You are independent of what you want. Now, this could be that a choice, because this is what I call the marriage card, reunion. This looks like, again, it's happened. And it could be that you're deciding on whether you go ahead with a marriage, whether you want to continue with a relationship. Do you want to take it that far? Do you want to see it through to the end? Or if you're already married, do you want to, when we come out of a lockdown and we move on, do you want to just suddenly then ride with your ideas and your dreams, or do you want to stay in this matrimonial setting? I think there's going to be a lot of questions for Sagittarius, but I just feel like there's this energy coming into you. Now watch it again because of the retrogrades, because you may feel you want to rush forwards again. Remember, it's about slowing down. So be very, very clear about what you have, put everything into place, be sure about what the dream is. And actually, if you are considering a marriage, do take the time to consider at all the factors of it and the relationship and what it's really bringing to you. And are you just sensing you're not getting enough love, and you just want you want to just like rush off and find someone else, or you want to have another, because you don't feel like you're being heard? Well, then take the time to communicate, take the time to explore it. Don't just rush off. You have got the opportunity. I feel like Sagittarians, you are on your way, but you do need to realize that you are in control of your choice, and that means consequences as well. Okay, I don't see anything negative in this. I feel like you're raring to go, and maybe you just decide this week that suddenly you want to embark on on a marriage or a wedding, or you want to bring you want more balance, and you know how to do it, and you're realizing that actually everything was in place and you're ready now to go on the next step. I'm getting that sort of 2-year itch, and it's like, let's go now, let's just go away and get married, let's just take everything to the next stage, which is really cool. So exciting time to you, Sagittarius. Capricorn, we've got, how many we've got now? We've got Aquarius as well, haven't we? Okay, so big sign of the retrogrades for you, Capricorn. Be patient. Things are changing. Things are moving forwards. I feel that the patient, this is also the card of strength. I feel like the slower you are, the more restful you are, because he's like sitting there going, I'm just staying. I know exactly what's going to happen. He's a cat as well, you know. It's like, I've got the cat that's got the cream. I know exactly how. I'm just going to wait it out. But actually, waiting is not the best word I would use. I just say, ride it out. Keep going with what you're doing. Go at your own pace and just know that things will fall into place. I do see a lot of strength around this though. If you're questioning a relationship right now, I feel like there is strength coming to you and something is about to pay off, because we've got the Page of Cups, and this isn't just a new love. This is something that is taking off, I feel, because the fish is jumping out. You know, the fish is going for it. The fish is taking that leap of faith almost. You know, if he jumps out, he's missing the water really, isn't he? He's going to go straight into the sand, but he doesn't care. He's full of it. He's loving it. So there's a lot of love and trust and faith here, I feel, around you and the way that you're going to be feeling this week. And you may just find a relationship takes off, or you get a message that actually is a reality for a change. It's not just a you know, like when somebody's just offering you possibilities. This is a definite, and suddenly, you know, there's somebody you've been waiting for so long, and they say, look, actually I'd really like to go on a date with you, and actually I'm really in love with you. I feel like this is something out of your hands as well, because although he's holding the cup, it's like something is taking on its own magic and it's taking on its own flow, and there was nothing that you could stop it. So it could be that, you know, your soul is calling you to do something, and I do feel it's an emotional thing. Again, it could be work, it could be love, but you're feeling like it's just got to happen. It's flowing. It's just, you know, this is just taking its own life, and you know, whether I try and stop it or not, it's there. So it could just be acknowledgement of what you need to do. And again, they're saying is be patient with yourself. Just let things happen, because I just think there's going to be a lot of serendipity this week. Again, a lot of sort of surprises, whereas, you know, where people behave, like I say, this fish is like, he's jumping out of his security, isn't he? Because that cup had water in, obviously. So he's just like, way. So like, again, somebody could be very different towards you. You could get a message from somebody that you thought they'd never do it. You know, they've stepped right out their comfort zone. So this is cool. So I think patience is going to pay off anyway. Or, you know, it will show that your patience did pay off, that you just, you know, you just knew that it was going to happen. And, you know, but like I say, don't try, don't get confused with patience and waiting, because waiting is putting your life on hold. Or, I mean, if you're waiting because somebody's actually going to turn up and it's all dealt with, that's different. You're waiting for the bus because it's supposed to turn up. But when people say, well, should I wait? I'm like, well, no, why are you waiting? You move forwards, and then if someone's coming in, they'll come in, won't they? They'll do their thing. Right, so what have we got here? Aquarius. This is great, because this is showing your heart is full, you're feeling really fulfilled, there's lots of things around you that are really exciting and wonderful as well. And we have, excuse me, got an itchy nose, we have the Four of Coins in the after position, which is showing you understanding what is holding you back. That's what I feel. I feel like some of you may be really focused on monetary things or material things. Some of you may have realized that you've held back from something you were afraid of. I get the sense you could have let the past hold you back as well. There feels like there's a definite ending, which is opening up into much more fulfillment and an understanding here. An understanding of what abundance is to you this week, and what you may have been shying away from. It just feels like you're realizing maybe a pattern or a behavior that you've had hasn't been the best for you. You've been holding yourself from the love in your heart. You may have been waiting for somebody to come back, or or waiting for something to change, or you're thinking, oh, well, when I've got my millions, then I can do this, or I won't do that until I've got £1,000, or I'm not going to get into a relationship until I've got the job of my dreams. It's like, well, you're putting blocks on before you've even started, and these cards are saying that, you've been holding on too tight. I think also you may just let go this week and go for something. Maybe there's something you love, you might invest in something. As I do feel this is around money and maybe letting go of savings or sharing and being open and flexible and letting that abundance flow. And then suddenly you just feel less afraid and more fulfilled. I mean, a lot of people, you know, the death thing is like, oh my God, I'm afraid of death. I'm afraid of endings. But I feel that holding on so hard is what is actually blocking your life. You've actually been almost burying yourself, where actually you could just trust and let go. Now, again, remember that all these cards and these readings may not resonate with everybody because we're all in different positions, okay? Some of us have moved further, and some of you Aquarians out there may be feeling really fulfillment. But I do get this sense of understanding of what true abundance and fulfillment is to you this week, all right? And you may have felt great for years and years and then realised something was missing and what was holding you back. And I just get there's this fear around security, money, material. There's something there that has blocked you from the ultimate, all right? Even if you've got a great life, you know, there's something that you're going to learn this week. Okay, surprise, surprise, Pisces. Something or someone is going to surprise you by their behavior. Now, he's just looking surprised. So I would say that this is can be a positive and a negative. It could be that suddenly you realize how you feel about someone because it's electric. It's like a storm. It's like your heart is just going, wow, I don't know what to do. Maybe you're so shocked by something or someone's behavior, you know, it's like you just explode because you just cannot believe it. It's just something that you just would never do. Whatever it is, I feel this dramatic change this week. It could just be you realizing something that you just didn't see, or something you had just like, you know, you realize, oh my God, I'm just so in love with this person. I cannot believe I didn't see it before. You know, I mean, this heart is just like, wow, it's really electric. It feels very, very energetic, and a very, very big shift or dramatic change. But the good thing is, I've got this card again, and I'm not quite sure how I've got this card again. But I think I picked a card for Pisces again, but it was obviously for you. I'm not going to question it. But again, I've got this sense of things are in preparation, things are ready now, things are fertile. The fact that they're ploughing the fields, I think that this is a time to move forwards. And somebody might just alert you to that, or you just suddenly realise that actually you've been ready the whole time. And you know, you've actually got more than you realised, and you could go forward with a plan. And oh my God, everything's just fallen into place. You know, it's like, oh my God, I've got more than I thought. You know, you could receive some dividend this week or some bonus, and just, you know, realise that actually you could go forward to the plan a lot earlier than you realised. I am getting things like moving house or moving country or something, or, you know, not necessarily you're going to get on a plane right now, but, you know, that feeling that you could go ahead with a long-term plan because somebody, you suddenly realise that the interest in your account is giving you what you need, okay? But there could be the feeling that you didn't realise how much you felt about something, you know, how much you've been overcome by this feeling of something that happens this week. So this is like, I do feel you're in a good secure position. I do feel that you are stronger than you realise, and that is going to be a bit of a wake-up call, but there is something electric. There is some powerful change that is going to happen this week, and I am being told Wednesday for some reason, for many of you. But there's this sense that, you know, everything is in preparation. It's been in preparation a long time. You have been working towards this, and it is the time. So I mean, you know, you could get suddenly offered your dream job and you're thinking, but I wasn't really thinking I was going to be promoted for another 4 years. And then it comes next week and you go, and they go, yeah, but you're ready. And you're like, but what do you mean? And they go, but you've done all the work. And you're like, really? I just thought I had so much more to do. So again, it's a real shock. So I think this is a really positive thing. I don't feel like you're going to be thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I don't love that person anymore, or that person's just like really, you know, crapped on me, that kind of thing. It's more like a realization, a sense of how big, how strongly you feel in your heart about something, or how, you know, how far you've got you know, how you didn't realize that actually everything was happening behind the scenes. You know, it could be that someone's been talking about you for a long time about what you're worth, and they've been preparing you for it, you know, and they were going to offer this you 10 months ago, but you just weren't told, you know. So this is a really positive week for you, Pisces. So just a word to everybody again, this whole retrograde situation: slow down. Go within, look to what you want, look to what is good for you. Don't allow yourself to be influenced by the emotional triggers that come in. Look at the fact, look at the practicalities, although let's not get too practical. You know, don't lock yourself in with practicalities, still remain open and flexible. Just be in the present as much as you can. And I'm going to breathe now. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm going to go up and finish a load of readings I've got to get done. And I thank you for everybody who is tuning in. If you'd like a private reading with me, you just go to the website www.sarapsychic.com or .co.uk. $11 for a mini reading. You can do past life, love, finances, whatever you like, any subject. Just click on the button and then make sure that your email is the same email that you pay with, okay? If it's not, then please just drop me an email to saraperrypsychic@gmail.com, and then I can get in touch with you. If you're paying by PayPal, you can always put a message of what you'd like your reading about. If you've got a focus, that actually saves a lot of time. Do realise that if you don't hear back from me in like 4 days' time, then maybe contact me again, because maybe the email hasn't got there for some reason. I always check my spam anyway, but do check your spam too if I do send a reply. On a Saturday, Super Saturday, we have $33 a reading for a full reading, audio, Skype, written, anything you like. But normally $57, and quick questions are only $3. So do get in touch with me, do tell me your news, because I love the feedback that I get. I just wonderful, and thank you to so much of you who have been donating to me, supporting me on my lives and supporting my channel and everything that I do. This has been the most amazing time of my life. I want to share it with you and sending you all the love. Thank you to Mariana. Your sister resonates with Aquarius. Thank you. Thank you for that. And just do drop me a line, a message at any time. If you do send out a reading though before 6 o'clock or after 6 o'clock in the evening, don't be surprised if you don't hear anything till the morning. Okay, I am inclined to set my phone aside so I don't keep going on my phone all the time, and I do have to have a cut-off time, but I am up very early in the mornings, normally 6:30, 7 a.m. Spain time, and I do start work early, so that isn't a problem. But after 6 at night, I may not answer you because I'm just watching TV. I'm just eating my dinner. So lots of love. Thank you again, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.